Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I wasn't going to put up a video today, but I had to do this anyways. So I figured, hey, let me go ahead and say Happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. Show you what it looks like in Alaska, at 2:45, 2:30 in the morning, during the middle of summer. That way you see that there really is daylight out all day long. So let's go ahead and get to it. This is what it looks like in the middle of June in Alaska at about 2:45 in the morning. So right now it's about 2:45 a.m. And as you can see, there's no need for headlights if you're driving a car, and there's no need for flashlights if you're working about, in your yard or your property or wherever you may be. A lot of people have asked me in the past, how much sunlight do you really get? Through the darkest, this is the darkest it gets, all right here in the middle of June. I believe this weekend is the summer solstice, right? So this is about as dark as it gets during the middle of June. After the solstice, we start adding about 6-7 minutes of dark, or losing 6 or 7 minutes of sunlight per day until we get to the winter solstice in December, where it gets the darkest. All right, so that's why here in Alaska, a lot of people work outside late. I rather just wake up early. All right, I go to bed early, but I wake up early. So I wanted to show you a few things that I believe are not going to be going on sale. I've talked about this glut of inventory that we're going to be seeing on the shelves, if not already. But there are some things that I don't think will be going on sale, such as these. And obviously, I'm talking about this because, as you can see here, I'll show you the progress on my little lean-to off of my new fuel shed once we're done talking. But in this case, I'm showing you some things that I just purchased and some things that we've had for a while, thanks to my wife, and why I believe that these things will not be going on sale. And that if you have any projects that you're thinking about doing in the future, or even just having this stuff, in my opinion, it's invaluable, or can be invaluable. So let me talk to you about this paint. My wife bought this paint. She came home with a big bag full of, well, this is stain and a few cans of spray paint. She came home with a big bag here several months ago, and she paid like maybe 15% of the original price on these. And I asked my wife yesterday, I said, do we have any black stain left, right? Because the black stain that I have for the bunker, that I use for the bunker, I still have a little bit of that left, but I want to make sure to keep it just in case I need to touch any spots up, because it's the exact same match. So I was like, do we have any black stain out of all of those cans of stains that you got? And she was like, yeah, we do. We have a couple of them. They're right here. All right, that's this one right here. And this can right here, she paid like $3.50 for when she bought it. This is about a $15, $16, $17 can of stain right now. But when she got it, they were on clearance. It was well before all of this nonsense started with the health crisis and the shipping stuff and all that kind of stuff. But we've kept it for a while. And look at there. One can of paint right here, right now, would cost me, I keep saying paint, but it's really stain. But one can of stain right now here would cost me about what she paid for all of this right here. Maybe a little less, but for all of this right here, she paid less than, I think, 30 bucks, like $27 or $26 or something like that, because it was on clearance. But right now, if I went out there to buy this, it'd be like $16, $17, if not more. So these are some of the things that I feel that, sorry, the mosquitoes are out. I've got my thermocell here on the floor, but I just started it. It takes a little bit of time for that thing to get ramped up. And the mosquitoes are out en masse because it's nice and cool out. It's not very cold, not very hot, and we just had a little bit of a rain yesterday, so it woke them up. But these things right here, screws, bolts, lag screws, brackets, if you do anything that has anything to do with building, or feel that you may have a project in the future, these are the things that I would be getting right now when it comes to construction items and things that are not going to be going on sale and maybe become more scarce as time goes on. Screws, in my opinion, are very important. Screws, nails. I'm not showcasing any of the nails that I've got, stocked up on this video because I've showed them to you before. But I told you in the past that I keep enough nails for my nail gun and also, you know, like construction nails that you use to put these brackets on, I keep enough on to probably build a small 1-bedroom home, all right, 1 or 2 bedroom home. For example, right now I have enough nails on hand to build my bunker all over, probably 3 times over. Same thing with plumbing materials. These are things that I don't think will go on sale, and I think will be in more of a shortage than what they may be now. Specifically the paint. Ladies and gentlemen, paint uses a lot of oil. So you need oil in order to make paint and stains. And believe it or not, you need oil to make screws also. What do you think runs the machinery? So these are some of the things that are not going to be going back on sale. Give me a few seconds and I'll go ahead and show you what the little lean-to is coming out to be like. Today I'm going to go ahead and stain it, and I'm going to finish putting up a couple more brackets that I have to put up. It's coming out great. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to use this lean-to right here to store my 100-pound cylinders of propane, because it's a lot farther away from my house than where I currently have them. In addition to that, I'm going to use the fuel shed behind me that you can see here to store all of my liquid gases, like heating fuel that I have some spare 5-gallon cans of, gasoline. I also have some clean gas, you know, the clear gas that you buy for like the Coleman camp stoves. I also have some of that. I have oils for my vehicles. I have stable. So any kind of fuel product, I'm going to go ahead and put inside of this bunker as soon as I build some shelves. And then all of my propane canisters or cylinders are going to go out here. I think that I'm going to have enough room to put all of my 100-pounders, and I may be able to put some of my 20-pounders out here as well. Ideally, I would like to have all of my propane cylinders out here and then just my liquid fuels in the shed. Now, for those of you that may not know what like lag screws are, that's what I call them. Yeah, that's their name, lag screws. I use these screws in different types. Like right here, you can see that I have a box of 4.5-inch lag screws, and this is what they look like. And what I use these for is whenever I'm connecting big pieces of wood like this. You see, so right here I'm using these 45-degree angled pieces of 4x4 in order to secure this right here to the frame. All right, so what I do is first I put them in there and I tack them in with a nail just to hold them there, and then I come back and I lag them in. It gives it a lot of strength. And then of course I'll come back with a hammer and tap these in. And that right there is not going anywhere. Now these right here are a little bit different. I use these right here. Now you can use them really pretty much whatever you want to use them for. But I use them to put on some hardware like this right here. They're only 2.5 inches long, and they have a nice wide base as well, and a nut type head instead of a screw type head. And I really like using these black deck screws because they come with like the star or the torque type bit or head on it, which makes it, in my opinion, a little bit easier to get it pushed in or screwed in. But I think they go in nice and smooth because they have that coat of paint on them. So I've always found these to go in nice and smooth whenever I'm trying to screw it into a hard piece of wood. And this here, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's looking like so far. I have a little more to do, but as you can see, I used some of my extra roofing panels to just put on here. I had a couple left, so I went ahead and used those to put up here. Waste not, want not, right? And I know some people are going to ask, why are your studs here so far apart? Well, it looks like it's kind of far apart, but it's only about 16 inches apart from this one right here to this one. But since these panels are about 39 inches wide, I wanted to make sure that I can land on a stud at the end and the beginning of each panel. So from here all the way to here, it's like 38.5 inches. All right, and as you can see, it's not perfect. It's just a shed, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and then from here to here is like 38.5 inches. So it's good enough to hold a load of snow. I went under it to reinforce it a little bit. and put some wood under there. And another thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting a piece of wood along there on the shed, right? So I'm going to connect it to the studs that are inside. Then I'm going to connect that piece of wood to these right here. I'll put a couple that you can bring in and take out. That way I can put even more cylinders in there and them not having a risk of falling over or tipping over. So far that's what it's looking like right there. And here in a couple of minutes I'm going to get started on painting it or staining it with that black stain. That is an oil-based stain, so it should protect the wood that I have there that is not treated wood. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today. I hope you got something out of this. If anything, a little bit of entertainment. And remember, some of those things I don't think are going to go on sale, and they're probably going to become a little scarce. So if you do have projects coming up, better to stock up on those things that you need for your project now than to wait and take a chance on them being more expensive or not being available at all. So happy Father's Day again to all of the dads out there. I don't think I'm going to be able to stain that right now because it is starting to rain again. So I haven't looked at the forecast, but it looks like it might want to rain a little more. So we're going to have to wait until things are dry. Being that that is an oil-based paint, it is best when it's nice and dry when you put it on. So have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.